Snoop Dogg! Biggest star in the world, bro.
I'm glad you used that word, because I wanted to be the star that you could actually see. So you could touch him. So you can ask him a question. So you can feel him. So you can know that he's a real human being just like you. I don't want you to think that a star is different and have power. A star is a person just like you that did the right things and got a blessing for doing the right things and associated themselves with the right travel path to get to where they got to. So that, to me, is what I love doing with them kids. When I go to a game, or if I'm coaching, or if I'm just around those babies, I want them to feel like I'm a part of their world. Like, if you played in my league, you already know what that means.
Right.
Like, the kids that played in my league, even the adults, like Vince Staples played in my league. Like, I didn't know this till I interviewed him on the GGN. I'm interviewing him on the GGN. He like, man, Coach Snoop, do you realize? I'm like, Coach Snoop.
Big Boy's Neighborhood, here with Snoop Dogg, man. We didn't have no reason to sit down. You know what I'm saying? We just said we wanted to come together, but I'm sitting here, real talk, man, 30 years of gin and juice. What does that feel like, bro? For one, just when we heard Doggystyle, man, that's one of those classics that when you look up now, you're like, man, when people say you make music for the ages, did you know at that time that you were making something that would be considered one of the best, not hip-hop, but one of the best albums of all time?
Nah, but I knew that I was working with Dr. Dre, and,
Yes,
and
sir.
Dr. Dre was like, he was like gold to us. He was like what Quincy Jones meant to R&B. So for me to be able to work with Dr. Dre on The Chronic and then get to my album, you know, it felt like it was gonna be good, but not like what it is right now. Like, you don't ever think that it's gonna be as big as it is. You just
Right.
going in trying to make that shit feel good so the people in the room can enjoy it, and eventually the people on the streets can enjoy it.
Do you remember recording Gin and Juice?
Yep. I remember who gave me my first line. Michelle A gave me that first line.
Damn.
Nobody knew that. We was eating some spaghetti one night. She had like spaghetti with mushrooms and shit in it.
Jesus Christ.
And then she made one of them kamikaze drinks. And then she was like, Snoop Dogg, you should just start your song off with so much drama to LBC. I'm like, I like that. I like that line. So when we went to the studio like 2 or 3 days later, I remember what she said, and I just started it off with that. With so much drama in the LBC. And then the rest just naturally just telling a story about me, you know, walking through the hood and doing my thing or whatnot. But I just remember her saying that line and me giving me the first line, and that's always the hard part, getting that first line till the song started. So when she gave me that first line, I was off and running.
Hey, man, when you sit down and you do get a chance to see at that moment what Gin and Juice, what that song did from the video, did you know even on the video set that you were putting something together that was going to be kind of history for us?
Well, the first time we shot Gin and
Uh-oh.
Juice, see, you didn't know we had two
Yeah,
videos.
nah.
You know, I could share this with you. The first time we did it, somebody put us in a neighborhood that was the same number as my neighborhood, right? So my neighborhood is numbers affiliated with 20s. So they do the video for Gin and Juice in 20s neighborhood, but this ain't in Long Beach.
Oh, shit.
It's a different 20s, right? And they don't wear the same color that we wear.
I kind of figured.
Now watch this. This even more fucked up. The bike you see me on in Gin and Juice video now, that wasn't the bike they had me on in the first Gin and Juice video. These niggas had me on a 10-speed. a blue 10-speed. I'm riding down the street on this first scene. We had hats that we had made. And the hats had a blue rag on the bottom, and they was white on the top, and it said DP for Dog Pound. So me and my homies, we in this neighborhood shooting this video. I'd ride on a 10-speed to the corner. Get to the corner, I see one dude in front of his house.
Oh.
They're like, shoot it again. Ride down there again. There's 4 niggas outside now. And nigga said, and do it again. I ride down again. It's like 50 niggas out in front of the house. The nigga say, hey nigga, what's up with that hat? So I don't say nothing because it's like it's too many of them niggas. And then nigga like, fuck Dinker Park.
Oh.
And I'm like, what does that mean? Like, I'm from Long Beach. I don't know what that means. Not knowing that this hat and these letters represent a gang that they don't get along with.
Right.
And I'm not a big ass star at the time. I'm like
right
from the Chronic to Doggystyle, so I'm not really like no big star. We keep shooting in the house. Now I'm sitting in the chair. The Muslims is doing security for us, the Nation of Islam. Somehow, somewhere I open my eyes, they gone, and it's about 20 bloods that got me circled. They like, hey, Snoop Dogg, blood. Now they know me. Hey, Snoop Dogg, blood. We got about 20 minutes to get up out of here. Nigga, me and the homies jump in the van. We got one van and every nigga with us jump in that motherfucker. we ain't making 2 trips. Niggas in that motherfucker sitting like this. Niggas, we get the
like
fuck out of there, nigga.
The clown car.
Get back to the thing. Should get the word. He go over there and straighten it out because this is their affiliates. Like, he wasn't ahead of the game before the game. We don't know no better, so now we got to cancel that. Shoot it over again. Now we go to Ladera Heights, the Crystal Glove House. Dr. Dre directing it now. So now Dre like, I got it. Dre do it. Rewrite the script. Put it down like this. Now you on the handlebars.
Gotcha.
Not riding. Get on the handlebars. Where your little cousin at? Let him ride you on the handlebars. Get your hair braided. 2 females fighting over you. Whoop-de-whoop. Party later on that night. Ended on your father and them. Whoop-de-whoop. Oh, we need an intro. Oh, you home alone. Mom and them leave you home alone.
It came together that quick?
Dr. Dre a bad motherfucker. Because to drop the ball,
right.
Now we got to pick it up and make a play.
And none of the first video made it to the second?
Fuck no.
Not a piece of that
Not
footage.
Not a piece of it.
There's somebody that's probably listening right now.
Whoever was shooting it was trash.
damn. And
nigga
that
had
right
me on
there,
a 10-speed, nigga.
Right.
You know what,
And pedaling yourself.
How stupid I was gonna look blind like that.
Hey,
the
man,
handlebars go like this.
they might as well put like some paper out fucking like bags on there. Just throw
Remember at
papers.
10-speed, the handlebars go this
Hell
way.
yeah. Oh, can you imagine so much drama in the LBC?
Fuck
It's
outta
kinda
here.
hard.
That Dre had me right, nigga, on the handlebars, nigga, with the afro, nigga, like the way real niggas do, then jump off to the porch. Whoa, whoa. As soon as I get done, 2 females fighting over me, police take me to jail.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? Like real shit, but I don't know how to do this shit. I just know how to be a dope ass rapper and to do what you ask me to do when you need me to do it.
Right.
But creative and all of that, I don't do all that shit.
Especially back then, right?
No way.
Yeah. Hey, dog, did you come into the business a little more like shy and timid?
Yeah.
Because I remember, man, there were times, you know, even in videos, you could tell you it appeared to be shy. You know, when you would do red carpets or somebody would talk, you know, you kind of like talk and bring, you know, then lean your head up and answer a question.
I wasn't used to it. Like,
right.
Remember where we come from. We come from a place where we don't like to be filmed or put on camera because we not used to it. You see what I'm saying? So all this shit was learning as I went. And if you notice, Dre wasn't good at it either. So it wasn't like a nigga could teach me how to be good at this shit. He don't like that shit, media and conversations and all that shit. So it was like, how do I know how to do this shit? And I'm afraid because even when we did our first video, I was so afraid of everybody that was watching. Like,
is that deep cover?
Yes. Like how y'all riding here, like how everybody watching.
You're conscious of that?
I gotta stay focused because y'all would throw my focus off at that time. Like if I watch y'all, I wouldn't be focused. So that's why I would never watch the camera. I would never watch the people. I just would get into me. Like find me, just find my zone and try to stick to that shit and not let that shit bother me. Cause it was happening so fast. It's like, okay, first I'm just writing a song for Dr. Dre. Now we doing a video. I'm in the video? Yeah, okay, cool. Man, I'm really in the video. And it's acting in the video. Remember the video had acting in the beginning. Hey man, hit this shit. I've been dealing with you for 4.5 months. You ain't hit this motherfucker in front of me yet. So what you saying? You 5-0? Well, hit this shit then. Like, nigga had to really, but I sold dope.
Mm-hmm.
So this was easy for me, but still the rapping part was hard for me. Because when we did the acting shit, it was just me, Dre, the actor, and the camera in the little room. Now it's time for the video. It's niggas standing outside, niggas right here.
Yeah. Not just extra, it's crew, it's everything.
And when we get to G Thang video, it's everybody at the park. Everybody at the house party. So you notice my eyes, I never gave you all of that. I would give you this. I would never give you all of that.
So you took that with you to G Thang as well? That same like...
It probably left on Let Me Ride. When I watch Let Me Ride video, I'm looking.
You could see it.
I'm looking. Rolling in my 6'4". I'm in there now. It's like, okay. Then when we get to Lil Ghetto Boy, I'm all the way in there now. But it's like you got to grow into it.
Right.
I ain't never done no fucking video. This ain't the era that we come from. Everybody didn't have a camera with a fucking phone.
Mm-hmm.
A video was prestigious. It was like to be in a video meant you fucking with somebody. Nobody could just shoot a nigga and say, even if you had a camera, a camcorder, that wasn't considered what I'm talking about. A video that played on The Box, MTV, VH1, BET, real videos.
Right. Like production. Hey man, do you know where that little kid is at that do the freeze and...
That's Waniac, Lil Waniac's son.
How old is he now?
30-something. That's my nephew.
Yeah, they blew out 30 plus candles. Hey man, at one point we were talking about just the 30th anniversary of Doggystyle, right? Mm-hmm. Just the album itself, man. How do you celebrate such a great body of work, bro? Do you celebrate by I'm not tripping off of it, or do you trip off the accolades and what that album meant, not just to us, but what it meant to you?
I try to keep it in everybody's face, like do different things to keep it alive, whether it's licensing songs or what I'm creating right now. I'm creating a Doggystyle animated movie that I'm almost done with, that can bring it back to life again, revitalize the music with some visuals that are animated. So I always try to keep it alive because it's my baby, it's my foundation, it's my first piece of work that actually symbolized who I was going to be in this industry. So I always protect it, always try to make it feel good. I'm real particular about like how I let it get out. I don't try to like overexpose it, but I make sure that you hear a few things here and there. And then with Doggystyle, the most important thing this year is that we're working on Gin and Juice. You know what I'm saying? The Gin and Juice brand that me and Dr. Dre and Jimmy Iovine is coming out with. So
Jesus Christ.
Yes, sir. It's about that time. I know they don't want me to talk about it, but fuck them. It's out.
When did you know you made it?
When did I know I made it?
Yeah.
When I did an interview with you.
Oh, there it is. I ain't gonna even make no jokes or say anything else. That's the viral clip right there. That's exactly the viral clip.
When they said Big Boy in the morning wants to holler at you, I'm like, for real? Like, you know how many motherfucking times I got up in the morning to come do your shows, cuz, and then to come perform for you?
Yeah, man.
Like, that means I really love you and I fuck with you. And I know you fuck with me because you told me the story about your Cadillac.
Oh, my God, bro.
And What's My Name and your brothers and all of that. Like, that shit stick with me. Like, I got a great memory for motherfuckers who really love what we do.
Hey, man, and I still, to this day, gotta watch you from the audience.
I noticed that. You don't never be on the side of the stage.
Nah, I gotta be in the audience, man. I gotta take that moment. Like when we were talking about What's My Name, and it's crazy because I just made another playlist with Snoop, right? And there were songs, bro, like your catalog is so vast. There's songs that I kind of forgot. You know what I'm saying? And I know even with you sometimes, man, there's no way in the world you know every song that you've been on.
Man, I get fascinated when I hear songs that I ain't been on. And
like, oh, damn, I'm on that?
Like, damn, that shit hard. I turn into a Snoop Dogg groupie like a motherfucker.
Hey, man, do you have a Snoop Dogg top 5? How everybody say, oh, they got a top 5 MC, top 5, Is there a Snoop Dogg, your top 5 of Snoop Dogg records?
Yeah, I probably do. I would definitely have G Thang in it.
Why?
Because the place that I wrote it from and the staying power of it all, the Compton and Long Beach coming together for the first time, the birth of Death Row Records, the foundation of this West Coast sound in the 90s, and just to prove that I could write a song for me and Dr. Dre and be a writer and not just be an artist. So I love that record right there for sure in the top 5. Gin and Juice, because this record has been made like 5 or 6 different times by other genres. Like, if you can make a fucking song that starts off as hip-hop and hear it in country, EDM, jazz, pop. I've heard multiple versions of Gin and Juice, and this shit fucks me up that they still use my lyrics. They're not changing my shit. They like saying my shit to this rock music or country music. So I'm looking at my shit like, damn, I sample music from the 70s. If motherfuckers are sampling my music, that's got to be a top 5, hands down.
Next one.
Drop It Like It's Hot. That's my first number 1.
Damn. Really?
Yep. That's my first number 1 record.
Hey, man, you probably don't remember like I do the first time I heard Drop It Like It's Hot.
When you hear?
Man, you was over at your crib. Was it Montclair, Claremont?
Mm-hmm.
You were over there, bro, and I came by. And you was like, oh, I'm working on something. And I remember you was playing me songs. And you put on Drop It Like It's Hot. At the time, I don't know that it's Drop It Like It's Hot or how it's going to be presented to the world. So as you playing 3, 4, 5, 6 songs, you was like, man, you said, which one? Kind of like, what was your favorite? And I said, man, the one where you count, where you go 3, 1. You know, and I didn't even know it then. And now, when that record dropped, and knowing what that record is today, and seeing how rare and raw that record was when you played it for me, and presenting me to something like, man, which one you like? And when I heard that, and that 2, because I didn't even know what it was then. Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh, the 2, 3, the one where you do the count, and seeing where that motherfucker is at now, it's fucking ridiculous. And I remember that night, I was at your crib waiting on you. I was at your house for probably 3 hours, dog. I had to be at work in the morning. And I remember, dude, you walked by, and I was like in a kitchen area or something. You walked by, dog, you literally went like this. Big? And I'm like, yeah. You're like, oh, what's up, Kyle? And now, you didn't know. And I know it wasn't bullshit. You didn't know that I had been sitting at your house for that many hours waiting on you. Somewhere, something got lost in translation.
My bad.
No worries, it wasn't you. Who else? What's the others?
What number am I on?
I think we got Drop It Like It's Hot, Gin and Juice, G Thang. Give me 2 more.
Damn, I'm stuck. 2 more Snoop Dogg songs?
Mm-hmm.
Damn. I would go with something off the Bible of Love, off my gospel album.
Really though?
Yeah, because that's some of my greatest work. And I just would say the whole Bible of Love album.
Why was that one different? And not different. Oh, I know why it was different, but why was that body of work different for you? And why the chance of doing it?
It was different because then nobody make me do it.
Gotcha.
I did it because I wanted to do it. And I did it at a time where people didn't expect me to take a whole album and dedicate it to peace, love, religion, my upbringing. Mm-hmm. And my mother was alive, and she was able to sit right in this chair right here and hear the album from top to bottom. She was thoroughly impressed, and this was the first time I was able to play a record for my mother and her actually to hear it, to rejoice it, and tell her friends about it. And you know, she had some ammunition to fight for me with. Mm-hmm. For many years, she didn't have no ammunition. She just had all of the negative music that I put out and her upbringings and her fighting for her son, saying that her son is nothing like you portraying.
Right.
So when I did that body of work, by her being an evangelist, it gave her ammunition to stand on the fact that I told y'all what I put in my son was going to come to life. I didn't even ask him to do this. He did it because he was ordained to do it.
And What's My Name is not in there for you, dog.
I didn't get to number 5 yet. We're on number 4.
I know.
You just gonna
What's your number?
You just gonna
Yeah.
force the motherfucker. I hate niggas like him just gonna just force my song to be his.
So what's your number 5?
I know what yours is, nigga, because you ain't gonna let me pick mine. I want some deep shit, like something real deep. No, I can't front. What's My Name is the shit. It's the shit.
See, I told you, man.
It's the shit. I can't front. It's
You
the
wanted
shit.
to say that first. You're like, oh, I don't want to give in to Big, man.
It's the shit. I just love the way it make people feel when they hear it. It's like that, the way they sing the Snoop Doggy Dogg, and it's just something about that record that just feel good. You smile when they come on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, certain records, they give you a different facial expression, but when you
Oh my God, bro.
that's that thing that killed John Wayne.
Man, dog, I appreciate you, man.
Appreciate
Just
you,
impromptu, bro.
All the time, anytime.
Man, congratulations to you on it. Oh, the Olympics. Jesus Christ. Dog, 8 to 80, and I'm talking about 8 months to 80 years of age. You got to be the most famous motherfucker, period. Like, every genre. People don't say Snoop Dogg, the rapper. Like, as soon as you say Snoop, people know you're talking about Snoop Dogg. As soon as you say Snoop Dogg, people know exactly who it is. Your fan base is so vast, bro. And when we were talking about the Olympics, it's not like, oh, you're going to be out there and there's a side table or you got a, Papa's podcast.
No,
it's
it's gonna be a real situation out there, and I'm honored and I'm thankful that NBC, you know what I'm saying, found it in their heart to give me the opportunity to go over there and, bring some real broadcasting to this global event. I've been a fan of the Olympics since a kid, so for them to even look my direction and feel like I'm worthy, I'm not gonna let them down. I'm gonna do all of the things that I do as far as to prepare myself and to make sure I'm on my A game, to make sure that I'm knowledgeable about the sports. Make sure I look right, make sure I feel right, and be me most importantly.
Man, hey, bro, you've always represented us very well, man, and thank you for being you. I'm 30 years this year as far as being in radio. You have made my career so simple, and when I say that is because I hit so many Snoop Dogg records or had so many interviews that all I had to do was just play the hits. I'd have to come up with nothing. I'd have to be, entertaining for 3.5 minutes. All I had to do was just hit one of your songs, bro. And I've had an amazing journey watching your journey and being a part of your journey, and definitely you being a part of mine.
Man, I love your get down, man. I just remember coming to the radio station, seeing your whole team, how you always had good players on your team, You had the shit was set up always right. It was always fly the way you did it. You made it fun to go to radio. Like, I don't do radio no more, but when I did do it, it was always a treat to go up there and get down with you. Y'all had the food, we can order the grub. Y'all had the little situation over here. We go to the room, do the drops with Jeff and them. Like, it was a real program that felt structured, you know what I'm saying, which showed me structure. That's why when you walk around here and you see my building, you see my business, you have to see shit to be shit, you know what I'm saying? You have to see how people run their businesses and how they have a receptionist, and when you walk in, it's clean and it's, all of that good shit to where it's like, I want that. I wanted that. And I seen that and I did that. So y'all gave me a great example of how to run a business, how to hire great people, and how to stay true on the whole path from beginning to end.
Man, I come in here, bro, even when I'm in your restaurant, I'm like, all this shit is clean as a motherfucker. And I was about to have a meeting with my team, too. Like, man, we need to clean up our space. Like, literally, bro, I've been over there moving your pictures, putting them sideways, and I told Jose, man, go fuck up his restroom. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Nigga shit too organized.
A business. All righty. I've been waiting for this one, dog. Started off as what I heard rumblings of an idea. I saw a trailer. Now we're here, the Underdogs. How is this low-hanging fruit for Snoop Dogg, bro? You got Snoop Youth Football League. You played. You're from the neighborhood. How much of this is connected to Snoop Dogg as well with the movie The Underdogs?
I think Underdogs is a mirror of the coach that I became, the man that I became, the kids that I've encountered, the league that I've created. So many different stories of kids that I dealt with, and then me being a big kid, being able to understand what these kids go through when they come from these communities and they want to play football and they need outreach programs. So I wouldn't say low-hanging fruit. I would just say good fruit, something to eat, something to learn from, something to grow from.
And can you identify with this because you've been there?
I can identify with a lot of characters, more kids in this movie than Jason.
Right.
Jason, I can identify with the transformation when he becomes the great guy towards the end. But in the beginning, Not so much. More about the kids, like the experiences, the mentorship, the dependence, how they depended on that coach to be their father, basically. Because if you notice, there's no fathers.
Right.
There's one father in there for Tony, but the other ones, there's a single mother, because usually that's what happens in these communities. So coaches become fathers. So this is more about being a mentor and then being mentored by the kids as well. 'Cause
Hey,
you have to
dog,
listen.
I'm cut from that cloth so much that I didn't even recognize that there wasn't a lot of fathers, not father figures,
Right.
but fathers in the movie because I'm
You
cut
so
from
used
that
to seeing it.
Yes.
You so used to seeing a single mother
Yes.
go to the football
Yes.
practice and the coach and she's working with the kid and the father's not there. But when success,
Oh yeah.
when he makes it to the league, here come daddy standing on the side. But this was something that we wanted to show that strong women
Yeah.
are raising these babies. And then as a strong man, it's my job to work with these women to become a better mentor and a better coach and a better man. And that's what ended up happening by the time we got to the end of the movie.
Hey man, I thought that Underdogs the movie was so well written. And somebody probably look at that, oh, they cursing in front of the kids. Yeah, you got to curse in front of the kids because the kids also going to curse you back.
Right.
And you're not saying anything that kids of nowadays haven't heard.
Right.
And aside from just the way that it felt so today, bro, with 2J's going in on social media, 2J's feeling like the world owed him something, the hashtags, like I got the movie, and I don't want to give too much away because I definitely want people to see the Underdogs, but I got the movie as soon as I turned it on. Then as I started to watch it, dog, I saw so many similarities in the movie from me. With an ensemble cast, I think that's going to touch. So many people are going to see themselves.
Right.
Either as one of the kids, as a parent, as a mentor, as a coach, as a player, or just in life, bro. It was so well written. Were you anywhere in the process of what the dialogue and what the language felt like?
Yeah, I was involved with this project from start to finish as far as making sure that it was authentic, that it was true, that it spoke to the voice of the community. And shout out to MGM, Amazon for not fighting.
Right.
They didn't fight it. They didn't do a lot of rewrites and watering down. They allowed us to, let the writers write what they felt the story should be. And it felt good on paper and it felt good on screen. And that's the whole point, is that we're trying to write something real. We're trying to make something that people can look at 10, 15 years from now. Like me and you were talking about a movie that we watched as a kid, Bustin' Loose.
Yeah, man.
Which was a Richard Pryor movie where he was had some sort of jail ramification where he had to go be around some kids, and what that meant so much to me and you thought of that just like I was thinking of that when I was making this.
Immediately, bro. And there's parts and characters that I said, man, that was me. You know, and I really want people to watch the movie, man. So the way that I had a chance to watch it without knowing what was coming, I don't want to rob anybody of
Right. You don't
particular
wanna-
scenes
Yeah,
and,
say
and
that.
what's coming. But there were times in there, bro, like I'm a grown man, and to many people, I'm successful. But you'll look at that movie, and there were parts, bro, that would break you down.
Right.
Because the similarities in it.
Well, Big, let me tell you this. I've watched this movie maybe 5 times, right? And I cry every time in the same parts of the movie. Even when it wasn't finished, I cried. When they were sending you like a rough, and, we got to come do ADR or this and that, I will watch the movie and it's just certain parts of it that just make me cry. And then I watched the final version of it a couple of nights ago, and it was so good. I sent a picture to my little inside team with me crying like a baby, just to show them, like, this movie, if I feel it. A lot of movies that I do, I just do them, I play my part, promote them, and keep it moving. This is different. This is my baby, and I feel like this is gonna live after me because there's so many messages, so many characters you can identify with, and even us as adults, we identify more with the kids in the movie than the adults.
And you know what? When you say it right now, that even after, we had a conversation about Bustin' Loose that's over 30 years ago and the effect of that. So this is someone, and not just, this isn't us watching a certain movie when we were kids. I'm watching this now as an adult with the Underdogs.
Right.
That means as you sit down with your family, this is a lot of movies. This is a love story. This is a triumph story. This is, you know, a get up and you know, brush yourself off, you can make it kind of story. It's not a slapstick comedy. It's funny. It's funny when it shouldn't be. You know, I think so many bases are covered. And you ask me, you're like, man, he's like, cuz, did you enjoy the movie? And I was like, yes. And the reason why it was easier for me to say yes, because I really enjoyed it. You know, and you look at a person and you say, oh, 2J's, you know, he has it all. You know, what was that character? What did you want to bring to that character early on before it came to you mentoring the kids? Because at the beginning, he's an asshole.
Yeah. I wanted to bring a lot of my assistant coach in real life. I got an assistant coach named Coach K-Mac.
Oh, my Lord.
Right? And Coach K-Mac been coaching with me for a long time, and we did a lot of great things with some kids that we sent to different places in life. And K-Mac's coaching style is so like Jason's. He's vocal, he's flagrant, but he loves them.
Right, right.
So.
And someone else, could they see it as offensive?
Yeah, because you hear the words.
Right.
You just hear the words, but you're not listening to the message. You're not listening to what he's actually saying. You're just listening to how he's saying it. And once you break down and you see that these kids are tough enough to accept it and receive it, once they break down the understanding of what was said to them, then they listen. And sometimes you have to speak their language. And I speak their language as Coach Snoop in real life, firm, understanding. But Coach K-Mac speak to him, motherfucker, get your ass over here, sit over here, do this, get your ass out the game. But it works.
Right.
So it's like I took that from coaching with him for many years and said, I want Jason to have that edge like he had. Well, when he around kids, he's a grown-up, give a fuck about you kids, shut the fuck up, get in your place. They can cuss back, but you gonna respect this. And at the end of the day, I'm gonna teach you so much that these cuss words ain't gonna mean as much as these real words.
And there's no filter to it, because realistically, man, there is no filter.
The world we live in, there's no filter. You gotta understand, kids can jump on social media right now and see anything. Yeah. So why would we try to paint a picture of a false narrative by watering down a story, trying to make a kid movie and try to make it kid friendly? This is a kid movie, and it's very kid friendly because it's the language that they used to. This is how they get down, and there's a message, bottom line, to this movie. Not just foul language, but the message is what's gonna outweigh everything.
Yeah, and I think if you give it a chance and you really watch it, then you'll definitely understand it. You gotta understand it, man. And then the people that pop in as well. Right. You know, I understood one part where George Lopez character come in and the dynamic of George Lopez at one point in high school being your coach. Right. And what he brought to it, you know, and with the message that and it's not like when you're watching a movie and go, message? No. It was like, you know, you just got it. You got who George Lopez is. You got when you had to double back and have a conversation with him. I thought it was so well written, and the circle and the cast is unbelievable because it didn't feel like y'all were acting. Right. You know, it felt like I was watching 2J's.
It felt like somebody was filming some real stuff that was going down. They just so happened to have a camera there while all of these real events were happening.
And you know what I love too, dog? With Underdogs, man, you let the kids be the kids of today.
Yeah, that's what they are. They fashionable, they speak their mind, they crack jokes, they listen when they want to listen.
Yeah, man. Attention span
is short.
Talk to you like they're grown.
But they love to be led, and they love to find a leader within themselves. So if you notice, we did both. We led them, and we let them find a leader amongst themselves.
Man. And let them open up. Yeah. You know, and that's crazy, dude, because kids need an outlet. And the one thing that I noticed for now decades, dog, is your youth football league. If that wasn't available, because when I was growing up, we had certain things that was available. Even just, you remember, they used to give us instruments at school to take home.
The flute.
I played trumpet.
I took my flute home one night. Not to take you. Keep your story in your head. I took my flute home, practice one night. Next day I go practice. Why a roach come in my mouth, cuz?
Oh.
Like a roach run out
From
of
the
the
house?
flute. We had roaches.
Yeah.
But I'm in there practicing the flute. Flute game over with.
But we had programs. And now, man, programs are stripped.
They
You
gone.
know, we don't have kids don't know what caroms are and all these games that we used to play.
After-school
Because
programs.
we had programs. And so when you look at Snoop Youth Football League, those are programs that kids have that they didn't have anywhere else. And if they didn't have that, where would that time be spent?
I love the fact that I could have my hands in it, involved with something like that.
And
I'm not
Lord,
the
do
only
you do.
one.
You don't just slap your name on that. Because there's been real business. And
It
real
is.
times that I try to peel you away. And you're like, big, you know.
When I'm coaching football, I'm about them babies, and you
Nothing
know
else
that.
matters.
It was a time in my life where, when I would coach football, my managers and my agents would be so mad at me because I would turn down everything. I don't care how much money they had or how big the event was. If I'm coaching these babies, I can't take myself away from them, and that's impactful to the movie too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's something about family that them babies become your family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's like
man.
family outweighs business, and it's like even if I gotta make money to make sure that they got everything they need, then that's what it's gonna be about.
And I'm sure in life you got presented with opportunities
a lot of
that
opportunities.
you was like, I can't do that right now.
Not right now. Like,
And people will understand what I'm talking about.
yeah.
Once you really view the movie, it's like, man, you get presented with opportunities.
Of a lifetime.
Yeah, and then you start to think,
Do I cheat the kids and go get my opportunity of a lifetime, or do I stay invested in these babies who invested in me? And once you become a part of a kid's life, it's beautiful, man. It's like a feeling that you can't even explain. Like, I won awards, right, for different things and been a part of things, but them babies, the love that they give me, and to see them grow into young men and to see them become real
Yeah, man.
men, that's the greatest feeling in the world.
because you've coached people that not just got to the NFL, but you've seen people that were kids on your field that have kids now.
Yes, that are on my field.
That's crazy, right?
That they sent their babies back to my program.
That's crazy.
Or either the kids that played in my league come back and coach in my league. So we have a full circle system going now. Or either they have somebody in their family who has special needs, and now they're in Snoop Special Stars.
that, bro.
This what we doing, big. Like, this who I become. Like, the young me was always trying to find who I am now. I've mastered that now. I'm the giver. I'm the gift that keeps on giving.
Did you see some of yourself in 2J's and Jason Jenkins?
Yes, I did. I seen a lot of me in him, especially with just his thought process, how he thought the world viewed him or how he viewed the world. You know, we get those when we get successful. We get that thing, that big head thing, that ego thing, so that sets in. But reality is a cold piece of work. When reality set in,
Yeah,
it shocks you right back into the
Especially when it knocks you down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Do you feel like the character 2J's learned about this just as much as the kids?
I think 2J's in this movie, he learned more than the kids. And I think it shows that no matter how old you are, you can always teach an old dog a new trick if he's willing to listen.
It was hard to listen at first through the character.
Through the character, because he had everything.
Right.
So it's like when you get so egotistical, when you're so successful, it's like you don't feel like no one could talk. You don't even have a successful friend that you can talk to that could tell you the truth. And that's the type of person that he had become, to where he.
Right, yeah.
That's why when they sent him back to the hood, it had been 20 years since he
Yeah,
been to
man.
them. 20 years?
Yeah. It came back different. You know, even in his wordings, it was like them and they and these, you know?
Yeah, different.
And when you look at the film now, dog, you say you've had a chance to look at it, cry, and it is an emotional roller coaster. Because there were times, bro, when I found myself laughing, and I mean, like, in the first 5 minutes, dog, I'm literally at the house, and I first started watching it on my phone. And I'm looking at it, and I was like, the first 5 minutes, dude, I'm in the restroom, and I'm laughing. And my wife was like, what are you watching? I was like, baby, I had to tell her Snoop Dogg, Underdog. And then I was like, I gotta watch it on the screen. And not only to sit down and have an interview and speak with you, I enjoy the movie because I laughed. And it's like life, bro.
Right.
There's certain days, man, I could laugh this morning and cry tonight. And that's the same thing that you see in this movie. It's an emotional roller coaster. And you hope. There's a lot of hope in it as well. And just when you think like, oh, I know what's gonna happen here. There's a couple things that I did know because I lived it. And I knew how well written it was with you in the car, with the kid, and the kid is kind of, saying, you could drop me off here. Even before that rolled out, not that, I know it's, but that was me.
It touched you.
And
Just seeing the setup of the scene.
I knew where it was going because that was me, bro. And so, not that it made me, but it took me from the laughs
into a deep moment.
And I'm watching this shit like, oh, okay.
It's a roller coaster. But football is a roller coaster. When you out there coaching the
Life.
kids, and life is the same thing. That's why we use football as the foreground, because you can get a bunch of kids together, a bunch of people. But in life, that's what it's about. You go up and down. It's a roller coaster. You take the good with the bad. You got to figure out how to get to it. So we just wanted to make sure that this movie was something that could feel like life. When you watching it. If you don't know about football, you don't know how to. You still gonna understand this movie.
Yes.
You don't have to know football to know this movie.
Yes.
It's a life story.
It's, for one, that's real. It's not a football movie. It's not down and out, who's gonna run the post,
Right.
sack. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's not like you sitting here and you're watching Sports Center. And it's not about yards and touchdowns. Even when you see the touchdown or you see the catch, you know where it came from. You knew how to break down the dialogue like, okay, what do you like? All right. And then you knew how to talk to the kids in their language.
Yeah, see that?
And then this one, I talk to this one in this language.
Right.
This one, I know what you love, TV-wise or lifestyle. So what's your character? All right, be that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what's crazy, Big, that you said that? Because through coaching, that's why it's good that I have K-Mac, because some kids can accept that. And then some kids need to be talked to like, hey, let me get... So it's like on a staff, you have that coach for that. But if he's doing that to a kid who needs that, then that's when that steps in and becomes
Right,
that.
because all can't handle it.
And it's like you have to coach each kid accordingly. Like every kid needs to be coached, just like every kid in school needs to be taught individually. Classrooms, sometimes you don't get that information because the teacher can't come individually teach you like homeschooling. So my football league is more like homeschooling because we deal with you individually while you in the class.
How do you not leave it on the field?
I don't know, man.
And because every kid, every parent, and you know how you'll see the military or somebody's slogan to be "No man left behind." I personally know that no kid is left behind
That's a fact.
with your league.
That's a
I
fact.
know that,
We look out for
parents
all of them.
can't pay. It ain't. You know what I'm saying?
It ain't
Like,
about the money in my league. My
Exactly.
league is about them babies, man. Like, what I did was I made it about grades, right? It's easier to get good grades than it is to get money. So, tell the parent, if your kid maintains a 2.0 GPA, the fee goes down to here. If he gets a 3.0 GPA, the fee goes down to here. If he get 4.0, he ain't gotta pay. Like, stipulations, things of that nature that make the kid push for scholastics. We're looking for student athletes. We're just not looking for an athlete. We're looking for students because you may not make it in football. You're gonna have to make it in life. And the crazy thing is, I'm flipping through Instagram and I see one of the kids that, before I started my league, my son played against him in another league. Then I brought him to my league, coached against him, watched him go to high school, watched him go to college, watch him go to the Super Bowl and get a ring, and now he's a sheriff.
Wow. Did you go to college, dog?
No, I didn't.
How many kids do you think, and not just in football, that you either, and you can't even put a number on it, that probably said the reason why I maintained and got a high school diploma could be because we remember those people in our lives that were instrumental to us. We remember it. Even if they don't know, we have a recall to something. Right. So kids that graduated high school, kids that graduated college, you know, attended college, attended some high school, some college, made it to the NFL. I'm pretty sure that that was a path traveling through your league that really helped them become either the teens, the teenagers, the young adults, or the adults that they are now, because they had something.
Yeah.
I'm talking as a man that had something. When I had nothing, I have this. I have this. You better do right, or else you're not gonna be able to play this week. Okay, I got that. Where you going? I got to go to practice. Anytime you go into practice, man, it keeps you off the streets.
Sure do.
Anytime you have a game on Saturday, Sunday, whatever, it keeps you off the streets.
Yeah, it do.
You did the Snooper Bowl. Bro, I have a ring that's better from the Snooper Bowl than a ring that I could buy or get from anybody else. And you got to think, do the kids get that ring?
When they win the Super Bowl, they get the ring. I give them life. So when the life becomes life, I have kids in my league that have won real Super Bowls. So when I show them the Super Bowl trophy that looks just like the one in the NFL, then the ring that you get when you win the Super Bowl, you have aspirations to go to the next level because you've touched it, you felt it, you've seen it, and then you've seen a kid from my league doing it, playing right now, doing their thing. So you like, man, then you watching Coach Snoop do different things, TV, film.
Right.
So now you have big aspirations where I can be this, as opposed to when we dreamed,
right,
I want to be an astronaut.
Yeah.
I want to be a fireman.
Yeah.
Get the fuck up out of here.
Everything that came to the school to a police
astronaut,
officer.
fireman bullshit. I'm not going to be none of that. Now we have real things that they can aspire to be that are touchable. Like, you could say something now as a kid, I want to be this. And it's actually somebody that is that. Yes.
And you could see it, you could see a peer now. And if it's not a peer, I mean, because sometimes, man, we look at things and they didn't look like us.
Right.
They didn't talk like us.
Right.
They weren't from our same neighborhoods. And so we felt like we couldn't have that.
Like, that's unreachable.
Unreachable, bro.
But now when you got somebody that look like you, that come from the same part of the world you come from, that move like you move, and actually the steps you taking are the steps that this person took.
Yeah, man.
So
you see it, and you get the blueprint.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And they paid tuition into the school of experience that you probably don't have to pay now.
And remember this, the race that me and you started was probably, they put us about 100 yards back and then told everybody else, y'all start running.
Yeah, go.
Big Snoop, y'all wait. Y'all 500 yards ahead of them?
Yeah.
Okay, now y'all can go. The race that we putting these babies in now, from the start, everybody at that same line together.
Yeah.
And then sometimes we pushing ours a little bit ahead of the line. Get y'all a head start. Let's see what it look like when we start off in the front. Because you know we can run. We got running skills from Kenya. You know, long distance, we do this. So if you give us the lead from the beginning, what will it look like?
And if not the lead, just a chance. And this is what this is, bro. Why is it important to Snoop to not, it's not like you put your name on it. Of course, we call it Snoop Youth Football League, right? But why is it important for you to show up? Because a lot of people, what they do, dog, is they'll sponsor, they'll do this, you know, and that's good natured too. But they don't get on the turf. They don't walk on the field. They're not accessible. Anytime I see you, the kids can walk up to you. You talk to the kids. You out there with the kids. You get, at points you got your whistle. You know, why was it important not to just put your name on your league, but to be present?
I wanted to be
the biggest star in the world, bro.
I'm glad you used that word, because I wanted to be the star that you could actually see. So you could touch him. So you can ask him a question. So you could feel him. So you can know that he's a real human being just like you. I don't want you to think that a star is different and have power. A star is a person just like you, that did the right things and got a blessing for doing the right things and associated themselves with the right travel path to get to where they got to. So that, to me, is what I love doing with them kids. When I go to a game or if I'm coaching or if I'm just around those babies, I want them to feel like I'm a part of their world. Like, if you played in my league, you already know what that means.
Right.
Like, the kids that played in my league, even the adults, like Vince Staples played in my league. Like, I didn't know this till I interviewed him on the GGN. I'm interviewing him on the GGN. He like, man, Coach Snoop, do you realize? I'm like, Coach Snoop? He like, yeah, man, do you realize when y'all put nicknames on the back of the jersey for the first time, I started playing for Coach Smitty for the Compton Vikings? See, because my league was the first league to tell kids, what's your nickname? I'm gonna put that on the back of your jersey. I ain't gonna put your last name on there.
And we see that in the movie.
That's cool when you can do that. When you, like, everybody got a regular last name, but if my name is too sweet or get loose or whatever,
man.
like
Ghost.
Yeah, like that's
Titties.
Yeah, come on. And more than likely, the coach gives you that nickname.
Right. And I saw you handed that out like jerseys.
It's just what it is. When I played, coach did the same thing with us. Like, whoever the sweet kids was, he named him, boop, back of the jersey. There it is there.
Talk to me about Underdogs, the cast.
The cast of Underdogs. First of all, Tika. Chocolate. That's my
I
homegirl.
believe that story too. Bro.
Right? It's like a real old school,
Bro.
I ain't seen you in years.
Even some of the stuff when you was walking through the cars. And it's not like you laid on it, but you mentioned one car and I knew the story. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't have to be, oh, this is this. Remember?
Because we come from that era where we only had one car.
Yes.
How many
And shit,
cars you
like,
got
you
now?
still got that?
How many cars you got now?
I don't know.
A whole lot, see?
Yeah.
But remember when you only had one?
Oh, yeah, bro.
Remember you had that one car?
Oh, yeah. And you knew it. Yep.
That's what that was. It's just trying to capture things that are nostalgic to me that I know people gonna feel. Like I say, it's a life story. It's not a football movie. It's a movie about life. You know, so when you see certain things, you can relate to it. Like, oh man, I remember I had one car. I remember my homeboy car. We used to always jump in and go ride in and go to things. Cause I had a homie that had his mama car. She would let him use it on Friday, but we would have to put gas money in it to use it, right? So we would go to the games. All Friday morning at school, the homie asking everybody for a quarter.
Yeah, man.
Let me get a quarter. Can I borrow a quarter? Can I get a quarter? End of the day, cuz got about $13. He didn't fill the tank up. We bought our tickets, and that car was like that car, and it was the car that he went on the dates with his girl on. So I'm thinking about him and thinking about all this. How do it make sense with me and my character? Like, okay, gotta have that car that we named the car. We did things in there, and it's gonna bring a conversation that.
Yeah, and it's nostalgic. It took you back. So getting back to the cash, you said working with Tika.
Tika has been my homegirl for a long time. I met her when I did One Life to Live, when she was on that CBS soap opera show. So I did that with her, and when we got to the cast of this, when her name came up, I told the movie people, I'm like, I feel like we got a chemistry. This thing will work. Like, I never worked with her like that, but I just feel like our friendship, like, you know, you have certain people in the industry that are really your friends. Like, this really my homegirl. Like, this my friend. I know we can, like, the chemistry will work. I know it's a love story. We ain't kissing none of that, so it's cool anyway. Boom. We do the little test read. I'm like, I don't even want to meet with nobody else. We cool. I want her.
And that's another one, dog. I felt like she filled in all the enoughs. You know what I'm saying?
As a parent, right?
Yep.
And a girlfriend.
And dude, when she was wearing like the doctor, all that, bro. Like, and all the enoughs. Positive enough, mommy enough, hard enough, sweet enough, cute enough, like all the stern enough, the protector enough. And that's another one I felt like it wasn't acting.
Nah.
Like I believed her.
Me too.
Yeah, man.
Me too. Like, that's what I love about the fact that you can find people who could take that paper and make that paper come to life.
Yeah, man.
Because it's written, but who can actually take those words and make them come to life to where you feel like it's not a movie. It's actually some real shit that's going down.
Make it believable.
Very.
Yeah, because you definitely wasn't watching a character.
No.
And it definitely didn't feel like, it didn't feel fake. It felt like either a mom I know, my mom, a friend, somebody that you messed with before, your homegirl, like, you know. George Lopez.
GL. I love GL. GL was impactful because I needed a coach that was reminiscent to the coach at Long Beach Poly High School. He looked just like him, Joe. That's what's crazy. He looked just like the coach that used to coach Poly, but George is so wise and has so much wisdom, and he's so smart and savvy that you give him lines and he know how to make it make sense to him and to the viewer. So he's not one of those actors that's just gonna come to the set, take the lines and just read them. He's gonna take them, read them, add his input, and then he's gonna say it this way. Because at the end of the day, it's gonna make sense because he didn't took into the equation of everybody that's watching. So I feel like he was the right mentor with the right age, the right knowledge, the right spirit to speak to Jason. Because Jason is obnoxious and Jason is so successful, so he needs somebody that can put him in his place but not be so loud about it, but calm about it.
And don't even realize that he putting you in your place.
Jedi mind tricking.
Yeah, man. Andrew Schultz.
Andrew Schultz is
Oh
the
my
shit.
God, dude. That's another one, man. When I watched the movie, bro, I was like,
I hate his ass in the movie, though.
Yes.
he's
Like,
a
get him.
fucking, he's a prick.
hey, man, when my man went on his social media,
He's a
or
fucking
went up
prick.
to TMZ, was like, yeah, see this? And it was just them slick, almost racial undertones and shit. I was like, oh my God.
We kind of wanted to make him sort of kind of like some of these guys that's on TV that do that space. You know what I'm saying? So we wanted his character to be in that world so it could feel like right now.
Yeah.
Because, like, when you watch sports television shows now, you hear that same kind of undertone and that other shit, and you be like, what did he say about him?
Yeah, man.
Especially when a black athlete messes up or
Oh, my God,
catch some
man.
bad luck or, you know, as if they don't. Like, you know what I'm saying? But that shit just don't make the news. But that, bringing him in, Andrew Schultz, he would be a great villain to Jason.
Right.
Because he's been scrutinizing Jason since Jason was the shit. And like when a black man falls down, it's easy for the sports analyst world to attack him, no matter what color you are. Everybody attacks him. But this particular guy, when he attacks him, they have to have an encounter because their worlds will collide on a football field.
Did you know there's no audition process when you know? Do Andrew have to audition? Do George have to audition?
George,
Tika, Tika kind of just came and you saw.
no,
like,
Tika, they had other names
right.
for the lead cast for the female character. When I seen her name in there, I was like, I'll read with all of them. But I know, once I read with her, it's a fucking rap. And I did that, and okay, there it is there. George Lopez, he was shooting some shit. So I reached out to Percy.
Oh, wow.
You know I got to call the player call.
Oh,
P,
Lord.
get me on with G. G, I know you shooting the
Percy,
movie, man.
Percy?
Yeah. You got to go through the connects to get the
Yeah.
connect. I'm just saying. You got to. G, what's happening? Shooting a movie, Holmes. I need you, man. I got this whoop whoop whoop. It's nice character. Whoop. Send it to me. Let me see what it look like. Done deal. All right. G, what you need from me? Oh, I got my show on NBC. Whoop whoop. I'll walk on there. What you want me to do? Yeah. Come on my show with me and my daughter. Say less. I'm there. Black and brown.
Yes, sir.
Love.
Yes, sir.
This right here. This is what we do for each other. We there. Like, it wasn't supposed to happen because he was in the middle of something, I was in the middle of something, but we make it happen.
Yeah, stop the
for
war
our
right
people.
here. I
Yeah,
wanna
because
get
we
off.
know what it means. It's like, gee, I need you. This is a part of my culture. This is West Coast. Latinos and blacks together, right? The Latino that coached me, now I'm the black that's coaching the kids with a Latino on the team, a black on the team.
Yeah.
Like, it's the same thing.
And that looked like Long Beach. That
Boy.
looked like L.A.
He looked like the coach Raul Lara. They used to coach Long Beach Poly. He looked just like him. And I didn't even think about that when we casted him. But when he put all that on, and I'm like, damn, this is like crazy to me. Like, the movie is starting to like become real to me.
With Underdogs, man, did you know from the script that you had something special?
I knew from the idea I had something special because I know that this type of story was necessary. Like we talked about Bustin' Loose, we talked about, other good sports movies that bring the family together with a great message. But one thing I wanted to happen about this movie, and I knew it was gonna be a hit, no sex, no death. And it's still a good movie.
On purpose.
They always say murder, violence, and sex is what everybody loves to see. Da, 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 da. All right, let's see if we can make one and take that out. See, you didn't think about that till I said you that.
And even when you said it right now, it trips me out, man, because without saying the name, there was a movie, and it was about kids.
Hardball. And they killed the little homie, cuz everybody hate that shit. Like it's hood shit. Like we
real,
speak on shit in the
but
hood.
It
like
didn't have to be.
We love that movie,
Underdogs.
but it didn't have to be that. So it's like, well, when we get our shot, what we gonna do, we gonna show life, right? We're not gonna show death. Because we see death every day in the hood. So why don't we show them something that they could aspire to be? And even if they do not win, they win.
Right.
Because we gonna show them what winning really is.
And building character.
Winning is living.
Will you watch it with a crowd, or are you gonna sneak into the theater?
Well, I'm planning on, now here's my thing. I'm planning on having like 5 or 6 different theaters, right? One for my football league, one for the celebrities, one for the homies that just, hurry up, get in here. One for family and blah, blah. Go to each one, say a little something, watch it with them. Let them enjoy it when it's over with. I want to ask some questions. What's happening?
The Underdogs, are you proud of the product?
I'll say that I'm ecstatic about the product because it's the right time for everything to come out. Football season, NFL is wrapping up. The story just feels like it's so necessary. The characters are so believable. I'm proud of my cast, my director, the movie company, the producers, everybody that has something to do with this. Makeup, hair, clothes. This was like one of the funnest times of my life. When I look at this poster right here, it makes me feel so good about.
That crazy though?
No, I mean, it makes me feel good about just the whole process of, we're gonna write a script, we're gonna get it greenlit, we're gonna find a director, we're gonna cast some kids, we're gonna go to Atlanta, we're gonna shoot the movie. Okay, some COVID shit happened, we gotta wait a minute.
Oh.
Yeah. On the set, you gotta have this on, then we had to do this and do
so
that.
y'all was going through difficult times.
Yes, because it was
It could have almost
ramifications.
died on the vine.
Nah, not like that.
No, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah, you're right.
the reason why I say that is because production was shut down.
Right,
People weren't going, to the movies.
right.
The world had shut down.
Right.
People's minds were in different places. We were into entertainment, but we didn't see a lot of the creative process.
Right, and they put up new rules and regulations
that's what I
to
meant
filming
by
as
on the
far as
vine.
you gotta have a mask on, you can't do this.
And that
you
was during
can't-
those times?
It was after, but after
the
was
after
how they
effect is
trying
still
to
there.
figure it out. They trying to figure out, you gotta have a mask on, kids gotta go to school at this time, they can only shoot for this amount of hours. Like when you dealing with kids,
Oh, yeah, bro. It's difficult
they ain't
anyway.
like just like me and you, we gonna be out here all day hanging out, smoking and shooting. Them little dudes gotta go to school for some hours, then they gotta go do this, then at a certain time they can't shoot. So it's like all of that was kicking into effect. It's a whole lot to deal with, but I'm thinking about all of that, like how did we get past all of that to get to the end zone? And the end zone is the completion of the project, the way it feels, the way it looks, and what it's gonna do for all of these people that's in this movie. Like, you could say, okay, Snoop Dogg's a star, but I'm thinking about all these other people in here who gonna get that opportunity to do other things.
You know how when a movie comes on and it'll just have it was not the disclaimer, but it came on in sections. I wish I could read it, but it was almost like a shut your bitch ass up, just watch the fucking movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm literally sitting there, dog, because I told you I started off on my phone. I'm literally sitting there. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, brought to you by, and then I'm like, oh, whoa.
But it's giving it,
But that's my concentration from the beginning.
it makes you do this.
Yeah, man, like, what am I
Brace
gonna
yourself.
watch? Speaking of the cast, Mike Epps. Oh my God, bro.
Motherfucking,
He was the
Kareem.
most Long Beach
Kareem.
without being from Long Beach.
but he know this shit.
Yes.
And he know that kind of dude he playing is the kind of dudes he don't like. The dude that felt like you owe him and you missed him, and like he played the hell out of that character because he encounters those guys all the time.
My man said, "Yeah, people talking about I'm stalking you and I need to stop."
I know you from crazy from the beginning. I know you from first grade, second grade, third grade. Oh, come on, man, who want to remember all that?
and the way that we get back together is already ridiculous when you get in my car.
But this is my life.
But that's the whole thing too, man. When he just appointed himself.
Yeah,
coach. You know what I'm saying? I'm a coach too. Coming with the dog, just like we all know somebody like that.
That's I don't even call it entitlement. I call it, what is that word I'm looking for? Where two people are together and they not.
Anyone?
Anyone where two people are together and they're not? Is there a word for that?
But I know what you're getting by definition.
Right. It's that. It's like when you feel like you're with somebody, right? Like, it happens with me in real life a lot. Like, homies that was there with me when I started rapping or went to school with me or heard me rapping or something to that effect, they feel like they've been with the whole journey and I've been thinking about them the whole way.
Yeah, man.
And every time I get off stage, I be like, man, I wonder what my homeboy doing in 1985. Let me look him up and see what he up to. They really think that.
Oh, I love when they create like, hey, man, I got that picture. Remember that picture we took and you're like,
Big. We took that picture, 1987, behind the liquor store. Here it is right here, remember? You had on that green jacket.
Yeah, I kind of remember that. I kind of remember. But there's so much reflection of you in real life stories in the Underdog.
And that's why I picked Mike Epps to play that part. Since we talking about casting or whatnot, I specifically went to him and made a deal away from the movie company.
Gotcha. Like you gotta be in this.
Fuck all that. I don't care. Don't bring me none of them other names.
Right.
I need
no
cuz.
number two.
I need cuz. And certain situations, like, they don't know. Certain people don't know how to talk to certain people. That's what I'm great at. And I'm a producer of this movie.
Yeah.
So as a producer, my job is to produce. So I want this guy in the movie. So as a producer, I'll go step to him, get an understanding, explain the script to him, tell him what this gonna mean for me and him as actors. But as a producer, get the business right, get him to come in and do his thing, and he signed on to do the movie.
And you did say that when it came to Amazon MGM, they stepped back. They gave you everything you needed, but they stepped back and said, you know how to tell your story.
Right, they allowed us to create it.
Yeah.
And then once we got to the phase of, okay, it's time to put it out, then naturally they would have their notes.
Yeah.
We think, take this out. We ran a review. We think this. We played it for people. Input. This is the shit they do. I don't do this shit. They do this. I do what I do.
Right. But
So-
it didn't lose texture.
No, because
I
we
see
worked
that.
together. We didn't. Naturally, we have disagreements, and I think it should be this way or whatnot. The whole end all goal of it all is that to let people be professionals. Let the director direct.
Right.
Let the actors act. Let the movie company do what they do. Then when it's time to market and brand this shit, don't nobody do what I do.
And then sometimes, man, we get too close to it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We get too close to it, and it's like, trust me, I'm not stripping it away. I just know, let's trim some of this.
They did some things that I had a problem with. But after I watched the final version, I loved it.
Yeah, see, I don't know.
No,
what they did.
nobody don't.
Yeah, you know what I'm
it's
saying?
It's an in-house thing. It's like, to make the movie better, MGM, Amazon, we think that we should XYZ. Snoop Dogg, fuck that. We should ABC, because this is blah, blah, blah. What? Amazon, well, our data, and, whoop-de-whoop, Snoop Dogg, we do this shit 24/7. You know what? Y'all do. Give me the data. Okay. Run it that way. Let me see what it look like. Damn, I didn't even notice y'all took it out.
Right.
Let me shut the fuck up and let y'all do what y'all do.
What about Death Row Films? How close is Death Row Films?
Death Row Pictures, we right around the
Pictures.
corner. We coming.
Yeah.
We coming with the Death Row documentary. Then we got the Death Row TV series. And then we got my biopic. So we lined it up. Oh, I got an animated movie too, Doggystyle, an animated movie, but it's rated R.
It should be.
It is. This is too.
Oh, real? But you know what? It's probably rated R. It's rated R on pervasive language, sexual references, drug use. That's you smoking,
drug
which
use.
is
They
today.
should put that on there twice. And some underage drinking.
Yeah, and the thing about it, everything that you're talking about right there, pervasive language, yeah, we curse.
All the time.
That's what we do. Sexual references, yeah. Remember when I knocked you in the car? You know what I'm saying?
Pause.
Those are small things.
Yeah.
All right? Drug use, yeah. You're smoking. That's Snoop Dogg.
It should say marijuana use because drugs is like drugs.
Right.
We're not doing drugs
and
in this
some
movie.
underage drinking. And I know what that is, and there's the message to it.
Exactly.
And we've done it.
Haven't we?
Yes, man.
Come on, man.
And there's so much of a message there. It's like, you over here sleep, I'm over here doing it, kids are gonna be kids, like, yeah. So it's not crazy.
No.
You know,
but we have to warn. We
Right.
have to make sure that, anyone under 17 is required to be accompanied by a parent or an adult or a guardian. So we just giving you the heads up. But most of the time when you go to the movie at 15, 16, you don't want your motherfucking mama with you. You finna buy that
Right.
ticket and slide your ass up in there and watch the Underdogs and laugh and go back home and be like, Mom, guess what I seen? I seen a motherfucking movie called Underdogs. And she gonna be like, what you say? Oh, I'm sorry. I
But
seen
you
a
know
movie
what?
called Underdogs.
This is the movie that I will watch with my kids.
Right.
Because my kid, I give my kids real life, dog. You know what I'm saying? My son is 16, he'll be 17 next month. My daughter's 15. They listen to the music with the curse words, but if you could pull my kids away from me in 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes of a song, and all the fathering and mother and parenting we've done, then shit.
We ain't
I probably didn't
done.
have
We sorry. We sorry
Yeah,
as parents.
you know,
If your
and
music
things
outweighs
happen.
my message,
And it shouldn't. And things happen, you know what I'm saying?
but ain't nowhere in the world your music is gonna outweigh my message as a
Right.
parent.
And so I let my kids listen. I would watch this with my kids, right? And my kids would understand the Underdogs. Because for one, it's in their language. They're dealing with those same, like, this is not just, go with your homies and watch it, true. But this is also the Underdogs, man. Take your kids and watch it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a real family
and
movie.
You will get something that you will learn from your kids, about your kids. The same way I think a kid, teen, teenager, whatever, would get something about their parents with the sacrifices and the showing up and the mentors. There's things in that movie, bro, that I think that when y'all sat down to do the Underdogs, I don't think, or maybe you did, how much that would affect people, because you're speaking to the right audience. And I'm cut from that. And I would have no problem. I don't care what the language, because I know the message.
Right.
I hear the message, and it's not a preachy message. You look up and you're like, oh, I get it.
Oh, that was nice.
Yep. Or they brought that full circle.
Yeah. Okay, I got
You know, and there's times, dog, I just find myself laughing because the way you would curse the kids out. And they cursing back. And then the ones that couldn't handle it, you spoke their language.
Right. But see, that's the gentle side of Jason. You know what I'm saying? Jason grew into the gentle side. You know what I'm saying? They rubbed off. You around these damn babies all day, they gonna rub off on you, you gonna rub off on them. As much as I made them tough, they made me have heart. See what I'm saying? They took my toughness, and I took their heart.
And grounded you as well.
Yeah.
When you see the first, the opening of the movie, man, Jason is an asshole.
I told
And karma came.
I told
quick.
Ocho Cinco and Terrell Owens, I said, he kind of like you niggas when y'all see the movie. Don't taking no offense to it, but he kind of like y'all.
And when they see the Underdogs, they be like, oh, this motherfucker.
I was like that.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? If you don't know what you was like, you have to see what you like. Because Trey showed Jason what he was like. Remember that? I don't want nobody. Just
Yes, bro.
just like.
He was like, man, it's like I'm talking to myself.
That's why nobody wanted to fuck.
Yeah.
Shit.
And he learned that
From a kid. That's what I'm telling you. The kid gave him the most vital message he could get.
Yeah, no agent, no friend, no follower, no sportscaster.
The kid.
Yeah, could tell him this. This is
The
it.
kid he been around the most. His whole day based around them now. He don't in the mansion no more. He here. You don't even see the mansion no more to the party. He here. The field. Like me in real life. Like you said, actually
Right,
get in
yeah.
line. Get over here. Like for real.
Did you see any of yourself in Jason in 2Js early on or anything like that?
At the end, huddle up. Just the loss and the wins and the attitudes and just the way the coach accepts that. Like beginning, you motherfuckers, Damn. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
bro.
that. Like, why the fuck is you so mad that they lost?
Brought you down to a human.
Right. And not to give it away, but just notice how.
And we talking about also the early losses.
Yeah.
In the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to give away the end.
Yeah, them early losses was.
Yeah, and you learn from those, and that's what you say. You learn from your L's. You learn from your L's. January 26th in theaters, The Underdogs.
January 36th, The Underdogs on
The
Amazon.
36. We going to the 36 too?
36? That's what I said.
I said the 26. I think you said. So,
January 26th.
yeah.
The Underdogs is on Amazon Prime.
Okay, so Amazon Prime.
Yeah, Amazon.
So it's not only in theaters.
It's in Amazon Prime too. You know,
Amazon
you might want
Prime.
to parlay at the house and watch it with the fam bam.
Yeah, as you should. And that's why I tell people to sit down and watch it, dog. I appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you,
Thank
big.
you for this
always
moment,
put
my
that
brother.
well. Thank you, cuz.
You got a good one, man. And I'm not just saying that because we sitting here. You should be very
You know,
proud
I
of
asked
it.
you when before we
Yeah.
started, like, you know, me and you, we friends.
Yeah.
We not. This ain't no job. This is friendship shit. Like, so honestly, we could be honest with each other.
Yeah.
If shit ain't right, I've done shit that ain't been
And I'm
right.
so glad I enjoyed it. And I think I enjoyed it more than what you know. And
No, I
Chris-
know you did because when I do shit that ain't right, you know what you do? You clown it. You don't clown me, you clown it. You know what I'm saying? So it be like, nigga be throwing a little subliminal shit
But
about
I
this
had
shit.
fun. Hey, man, it was one
And I
part.
love it though.
Dog, it's one part in there that reminded me of what was it that you did? Was it USA for Africa? Or remember that they did the comment that you made live
when
on
me and
TV?
you, it was me and you, nigga.
And we've been having this for years.
For years, just me and
There's
you.
a part in that movie that reminded me of that.
No, it ain't.
Yes, it is, man.
What?
Yeah, man, they got.
It's something on there that remind you of that?
of that. Just a statement that 2J said.
Just the authentic how you-
Yeah, you know, and it was something about, it was early on about the kids, and it had no passion to it. It was all about you getting back in, and it had no passion, and it was what you called them in the whole situation. Man, the Underdogs, I
what you
appreciate
talking
you, dog.
about, cuz.
Thank you, bro.
Oh my God, I know what you talking about, cuz. Cut them cameras, man.